Hello and welcome to Conflict Resolution Guidelines for RA training at Linfield. We'll start with covering what the RA role is in reference to conflict resolution, and then we'll get into actual steps for the conflict resolution process. So the RA role is all about supporting well-being and growth for the residents. Doing and fixing things for residents is ultimately unhealthy and unproductive for all involved. Really, what the RA should be doing is supporting residents in doing the work for themselves. The RA role is also about being a guide. As someone who has had conflict in the past and had training, it's important that you serve as a role model and you help them navigate the situation. This looks like helping the process towards a productive outcome, clarifying confusion, identifying any potential barriers, and listening to all parties. RAs don't tell residents what to do, they help them determine it for themselves. Now we'll get into what the conflict resolution process can look like. First, you determine the goal. This means kind of figuring out what the desired outcome is for the residents. We recommend that you set ground rules collectively, things such as this is a space of respect, be open to the process and the resolution, listen without interruptions and turn your notifications off, use I statements, and no personal attacks. It's important at this stage to also foster buy-in. Having participants help determine a realistic goal allows them to take ownership for their role in the process. Next, you evaluate what's already been done. This means looking at what's happened, what is happening, and what they've tried to do already. Each party determines the situation from their perspective using I statements. Then you review what efforts have already happened, such as looking back at the roommate agreement and looking at any actions that the residents have tried. Next, you identify options, which means you start looking at how to connect where you have been with where you want to go. This means brainstorming potential paths, and not getting stuck on the feasibility or application yet, but just any ideas that can spur other ideas. Think of both short-term and long-term. What are the immediate next steps, and what will be an ongoing effort? Discuss how to respectfully proceed if someone misses a deadline or doesn't do their part. Next, you work with the residents to help them agree on selecting one path. This can be a single option or a blend of multiple different ideas to move forward with. You evaluate the different options that there are to see if they're feasible, equitable, measurable, and realistic. Each person determines their role and commits to it. As an RA, you do not assign tasks. You have them opt in and decide what they want to do for themselves. Then you do help them with creating a written plan and having everyone agree to it and commit to their role in the process. Lastly, you do it, or really, they do it, and you support them in it. And you make sure that you follow up in some way, which is the evaluating part. This means also having a timeline on the steps and when the next check-in is going to be on how it's going. You should schedule a time to meet to revisit the plan and adjust as needed. Make sure you have enough time for participants to give a serious effort to the plan, but also not so long that they forget about it.